Has been dominating sport and news headlines for the past 9 days. South Korea's Chung Mong-Joon, who is weighing up a bid to replace Sepp Blatter as president of FIFA, said he will meet UEFA chief Michel Platini and other leading football figures while in Berlin for the Champions League final. The race to reform the image of the football organisation is on after 9 days of revealing the greedy and corrupt underbelly of the federation, with South Africa also in the thick of things. To speak more about the matter is SABC Deputy Sports Editor Janet Whitton. Good morning and welcome.
Morning.
All right. So from those early morning raids last Wednesday, there have been so much that has been happening. But what do you make of South Africa's response to it all?
I think South Africa's response was too slow, and I don't think it's enough because it's been simple denial so far. I think that the press conference that Fikile Mbalula held 2 days ago was a fairly comprehensive reaction. That either that should have happened last week, or they should have said right from the start, we will investigate. I think that sort of knee-jerk denial has done more damage than good.
But we also haven't seen any other kinds of reactions coming out of the other countries that have been implicated.
Very few of the other countries have been as directly implicated as South Africa, besides the people who've actually been arrested so far. And I think that's the crux of this, is South Africa stands accused without having too much information, and we need to have more information. We need to know who co-conspirators 15 and 16 are, and we need to know those kind of details. Countries within CONCACAF are directly accused. They've been charged. So the investigation is at a pretty high level there already. But we don't really know what we're accused of and what happened.
Well, we're told that our $10 million that we gave for a diaspora program was a bribe. How much is too much to give in goodwill?
I think that's going to be the key to it. When does a donation and a goodwill gesture become a bribe? And I think that's going to be the key, not just for South Africa, but for a whole lot of the bits and pieces that are going to come out over the next couple of months around this. FIFA has been giving away money for a very long time, and rightly so. It's supposed to do that. So when does that money become a bribe? How much detail do you need about how much that money is used? And I think that's the key here. South Africa should have had more, have looked more closely at how that money was used.
We've got Jack Warner's son, Jack Warner himself, denying any wrongdoing and saying that he himself will come out and reveal all that he knows about Sepp Blatter, because he was a heartbeat away from the man that ran the federation for so many years. But his son coming out, and he's been found guilty of actually making money off of World Cup tickets. I mean, it seems to be getting murkier and murkier and murkier. Ireland also coming out, their FA saying that they were given money not to take legal action against FIFA.
And Chuck Blazer's sons are also involved, implicated, and have also already pleaded guilty. So yes, I mean the tentacles of this are so far-reaching, and so many people made money. I think that Jack Warner is going to be a key. How much he tells is going to be a key, because from a long time ago, Jack Warner's name has been central to the controversy and the rumours that went around long before these US indictments came through. And there's no doubt that Jack Warner, as such a close associate of Sepp Blatter, knows a lot. He said, though, before that he's going to talk, and he never has. So we have to see whether he's actually going to come good on this now.
Why is the FBI leading the investigation?
Because it started as a tax evasion query against Chuck Blazer, who is an American. He's a former head of CONCACAF, and he is an American. And they found him guilty on tax evasion charges. That was some of the charges that he pleaded guilty to in 2013. And his testimony and what he's been saying is the basis of a lot of these US indictments. But then it spread, and the FBI came involved, and then it went beyond that. But you'll see most of the indictments still revolve around CONCACAF. The question is not so much should the FBI be involved, because they can and rightly should be. The question more is, why did they make the arrests in Zurich when they could have done it in Miami? That's where CONCACAF is based. This all could have happened on American soil. But they've expanded it and continue to keep control over it. And I think that's where the skepticism comes from.
All right, lovely stuff. And there's still so much more that's going to come out of it. Just bear in mind, we've got a Women's World Cup that is kicking off in Canada this weekend, and one wonders where they and how they're actually going to reform the image of football.
And
globally.
they've already been asked whether they bought the rights to that event.
All right, Janet Whitton, thank you very much. She's Deputy Sports Editor here at the SABC. It's time for headline news. And